One of the things Agatha Christie's most famous for and most brilliant at is simple 4-word or 4 or 5 word ideas which are so simple and yet impossible to guess. So for example, Murder on the Orient Express has a solution to the mystery that can be summarised literally in 4 words. And you could tell somebody that 4-word concept, and even without knowing anything else about the story, they would go, "Oh, that's clever." I'm Sophie Hannah. I'm a crime writer, writer of psychological thrillers, and I also recently have been writing Hercule Poirot continuation novels. The Monogram Murders, my first, was published in 2014, and I've just published Closed Casket, which is my second Poirot novel. When I had the idea for Closed Casket, the first bit of the idea that I had, it was the solution to the mystery, the motive for murder, and I was really chuffed because it was so simple. I'm a huge Agatha Christie fan, which is how I came to write these books. Closed Casket has Poirot invited to the country mansion of a famous children's writer, Lady Athelinda Playford. He doesn't know why he's been invited, but at dinner on the first night, Lady Playford announces that she's going to disinherit both her children, cutting them off without a penny, and instead she's going to leave her vast fortune to a young man who has only weeks to live. So there's immediately a mystery. Poirot and everyone else at this dinner thinks, why on earth would anybody leave everything they own to someone who will definitely die long before they do? And shortly afterwards there's a murder, and it's not the person Poirot thinks might be murdered. Closed Casket was actually incredibly good fun and a dream to write, and I think it was because I was so obsessed with this idea. I had this idea, it literally felt as though the heavens had opened and by magic the perfect idea had been given to me, and that really saw me through. I was just so passionate about my high concept 4-word motive that no one would guess. That the book almost wrote itself. I think it also helped that the Monogram Murders was so, you know, it got such a great reaction. And you never know if you're going to when you write a continuation novel, because a lot of people are sort of against them on principle, and I would have completely understood if people didn't want to read Poirot written by anyone other than Agatha Christie. But I've had letters from, I mean, when I say letters, I mean emails, but you know, I'm over 40. I've had letters from all over the world from people saying how thrilled they are that Poirot is back and how much they love the Monogram Murders. So it's really been fantastic feeling that I'm working for something more important than myself. You know, Agatha Christie is the greatest crime writer who's ever lived, in my opinion. And so I feel like I'm working for and being the sidekick of the most important crime writer that there is.